Looking like a bona fide blue collar douchebag. Alright, I figured I usually wear hoodies. Sometimes I usually wear this tucked in because it's just a cheap piece of accessory, but I like it. This is just a cheap piece of accessory, but I like it. It adds to the visual sometimes, right? I put the earrings in sometimes. I have the coffee cup in my hand. A little sophistication. This is chapter 3. I am reading from my article, The Sovereign Architecture. Obviously, it's a subject that I've been studying, been thinking about, been researching, been bouncing ideas with AI, been reading books, listening to podcasts, observing the present day events. And in addition to writing a couple books, I launched a little marketing company, and part of the services that we offer is consulting. So sometimes you just can't give out shitty advice, right? Because there's a lot depending on advice, on some input. And the reason why I found this valuable is it's A, based on some biblical truths, but B, it's based on some truth. It's observed behavior and how it's linked to business failure, structure failure, family decay, friendship decay, just all sorts of stuff, right? And so it all boils down to characteristics and how people behave and what people believe and what they say to each other and how they operate in a crowded setting, in a team setting, in an intimate setting, right? So all of this is a gray area, but we discuss such topics so that we can best make future decisions. Chapter 3 is Accountability is Freedom. Clear accountability reduces anxiety and increases speed. Ambiguity is the biggest hidden tax on performance. People flourish when expectations are explicit and enforced. Discipline is not punishment, it's structural clarity. Discipline is such an ugly word. Usually kind of means some form of punishment, right? But discipline is also boundaries. If you have a fence, it's made out of wood or metal, and an animal tries to just walk through it, it's not very easy, right? So I think discipline and structure and accountability is something that solidifies this vague idea of our agenda and gives it the perimeter and the outlines and the levels of operating and behaving and interacting. I took my shirt off, but I forgot I was kind of packing some shit over here. Despite doing all this working out, I still cannot push past 150 pounds. So, present day dilemma is I can't fight off an aggressive woman. So I don't have a girlfriend at the moment because I'm not able to protect myself in a dangerous situation, just in case she has a disagreement or a bad day and she wants to take it out on a poor loser like a short king. Anyways, so accountability is freedom. Clear accountability reduces anxiety, increases trust, and accelerates performance. Most people think accountability feels like pressure. Oh, short king for sure. I should probably rise my shit up back up. Oh, there we go. Most people think accountability feels like pressure. It doesn't. Ambiguity feels like pressure. Accountability feels like relief. Ambiguity is the hidden tax on every organization. Walk into any struggling organization and you'll feel it immediately. Tension in meetings, defensive language, over explaining, quiet resentment, endless alignment conversations. What's actually happening isn't complicated. No one knows who owns what, who decides what, or what happens if the standards aren't met. So everyone starts protecting themselves. People hedge, they document, they CC, they posture. The system slows to a crawl, not because people are lazy, but because uncertainty breeds fear. One of the most annoying things about a workforce, about any place I have worked so far, is the pointing of fingers, right? It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Somebody didn't do their part. And at some point, like, if I have a job and I'm well informed and am an expert in my field, I address all of the points surrounding it, right? I'm not just like, oh, for example, I'm a body guy, and I don't mean to talk about my present job because, um, I just kind of started working here like a month ago, and I kind of like it, so I don't want to burn that bridge. But it's just working on cars is my experience in life, right? So if I'm fixing a scratch and somebody was supposed to fix a dent before me and somebody before that was supposed to wash the car, and when I'm painting it it's kind of dirty, well, I should have been able to address all of it because I'm the final stop, right? I'm the guy that's part of the equation. So therefore, why is my project falling apart? If somehow I still take the responsibility and I take the blame, therefore I take the credit and do the initiative to be like, if I'm involved, shit's not gonna fall apart. To some degree, right? I'm also in my 30s. I've went through my reckless 20s. I've done my terrible teens, and I've enjoyed every single one of those stages. So presently, I'm into building stuff and redundancies and addressing faulty things in my beliefs, but also in how I want to build my teams and my future organizations if I do launch one, and that's kind of successful instead of yet another failed attempt. Anyways, so I wrote books, I became an author. You can't really fail at that. Yeah, nobody's buying my books, but did I write them though? Are they relevant? Is it good information? Is it, you know, is it a decent foundation for my future work or my future words? Kind of is. It's cool. I like it. So at the moment, like, not too many pros to it. I'm just still an average Joe with a couple too many words in my vocabulary. But I do ask the questions. I do seek trains of thought and I pursue these conversations because sometimes there's some stuff that kind of matters. And I think if we strip a lot of bullshit aside, like, what matters is relatively simple. It's already a 9-minute video. Accountability removes psychological weight. Strong systems don't rely on guesswork. When accountability is clear, decisions speed up, conflict decreases, trust rises, performance stabilizes. Why? Because people stop managing perception and start managing output. All right, my computer's froze. Obviously, I'm aware that all of my devices are hacked. So, which is why every time I post a video, I know that a couple government agencies are also listening and watching, and, you know, it's a win-win, right? If you guys are paying attention to some 2 cents here, to some 2 cents there, like, we might actually be getting somewhere. All right, that was chapter 3, sovereign architecture. I might just take a break and do something else. All right, have a good day.